Today we're wrapping up our review of Mistborn, the original trilogy, with the third and final entry in the series, The Hero of Ages. Welcome back to Mostly Vanity. Welcome back to Mostly Vanity. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Kennedy, and I'm so excited to be here with you today. This is the show where I talk about books, I'll talk about stories, I'll talk about video games, I'll talk about music, I'll talk about technology, I'll talk about whatever I want to talk about, because it's mostly vanity. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so thankful for each and every one of you that takes your time out of your day to watch me ramble about the stuff that I like to ramble about. So, thank you again so much. So this review is going to be just like the other two. If you haven't seen it, go check out the last two Mostly Vanity videos posted every Wednesday. And we're going to talk through the summary of the book, where we are. We're going to talk about basically my non-spoiler thoughts. It's getting harder and harder as the book goes on, of my overarching thoughts without getting into specifics. Then we'll get into the spoilers. Then I'll give you my final rating and what I kind of think of it. So, Mistborn, the Hero of Ages. We're at the end of Well of Ascension. King Elend is now Emperor Elend. He's also Mistborn Elend. And due to Ruin being released, the planet's dying. All the stuff that the Lord Ruler did that was like kind of being held in place, Ruin is undoing, and it's, you know, the Earth is, or not the Earth, the Scadrial is reverting to its previous state. And that's where we are, and they're trying to deal with that. And apparently the Lord Ruler tried to put these like bunker things in places, and again, they're all still trying to chase the Atium for some reason. I don't know why, really, because like, I mean, sure, it's a valuable metal, like, great, but, like, that's what you're focused on? And Elend, to be clear, is not really focused on that. He's kind of, like, looking for clues of what the Lord Ruler left behind, because he left, you know, some notes and stuff. And, you know, it's fun, but it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But nevertheless, my overarching thoughts on this, my non-spoiler thoughts. I will warn you once I get to spoilers if you don't want to be spoiled. Number one, I think this is the most consistent entry in this series. All the way through, really consistent, really engaging, a lot of variety, a lot of viewpoints, and I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed the jumping back and forth. This version of Elend is much more refined. Like, he's very much like who he is now, right? He didn't really know who he was before. He was trying to figure out himself in Well of Ascension. He's pretty sure of himself in this book. Ven is also kind of who she is. They're much more solidified as beings, which is refreshing in one hand, but also like, all right, cool. Nothing bad, really. Just you know, they are a little more static than they were in the other books. Sazed is doubting all of his beliefs, which is interesting, and mourning over his loss of Twindle. I can't remember her name. She was the Terrace woman who was helping Elend learn how to be a king, basically. Which she did a great job of, by the way. A lot of those lessons are definitely carried over to this book through Elend's actions. Again, it's hard to talk any further than that without getting into spoilers. One thing I did notice in the foreword of this book is that Brandon said that one of the hardest parts about this entire series was writing Sazed in this book, and his arc. But I think he did it really well. He really pulled it off. I know he had to do a lot of revisions on it, but I think it worked really well. Okay, this is the point where we're getting spoilers. I can't really hold back any longer. We're just gonna go into it. Um, Spook is awesome now. The survivor of the flames, bro. The survivor of the flames. Oh, I love Spook in this because he was always just the little quiet kid, but like it's so nice to see him have an arc, and that was really interesting to me. I really enjoyed his chapters some of the most in the entire book. There were some super cool moments. Ellen and Vin go like crashing the ball in Frederick City was hilarious to me and really great. Throwback to their days at the balls, which I really enjoyed in the first book. I really enjoyed the perspectives. We mainly focus on Vin, Ellen, Sazed, and Spook's perspectives. Like those are kind of the four main ones. There's also two others which is Tensoon, the Khandra that turned himself in, and Marsh. And both of those are really interesting because in one, we're learning a lot more about the Khandra. We're learning a lot more about all of these creatures that the Lord Ruler created, such as the Khandra, the Koloss, and the Inquisitors. We're learning about hemalurgy in this book, which is, kind of like, I don't know what, it's not really mentioned in the first two books, but really interesting concept here to add, and the entire book explores it really well. But yeah, Tensoon and Marsh's perspectives, I think, were really helpful to see them as creatures or beings, seeing their perspectives, seeing their thoughts of things, was all very interesting. Now, the ending was great. Apparently, Sazed's a god now. Cool. Sazed is the goat, and if anybody was going to be God in this show, I keep saying show on these books. If there was anybody who was going to be God in this book, I would vote for Sazed. He's imperfect, but he's humble, so I appreciate that. So Sazed's a god. I didn't love that Ellen and Vin died. I really wasn't expecting that either. I really wasn't. I didn't know what I was expecting. But overall, like, a great conclusion to the story, is a bit bittersweet for me, to be honest. Like, I can recognize that I don't think it could have ended better. And I see why he made all the decisions he did. But I still have kind of a bad taste in my mouth for it. I don't know what it was. It was like, maybe I just hyped it up too much in my head. But it was really good, really enjoyable. I really enjoyed the book. But I don't know. And I guess also in my mind, I'm kind of comparing all of these to, Stormlight books. And again, I've only read two of them. But the Stormlight books to me supersede all the books in the series. And I don't know, man. It's just it didn't. That's the one thing I don't like about Warbreaker. But I won't get into that. But the ending to Warbreaker is not my favorite. It's kind of anticlimactic to me. That's the only thing I really dislike about Warbreaker. This one again was good and it was satisfying, but it also just, I don't know what it was, but it was something about it that made me kind of go oh, okay, And I hate to say that because some people love this. And it's definitely not a bad book. And it's not I can't think of an alternative to what he could have done. But I don't know. There was something about it that was just man, I really didn't want them to die. I get why they had to. I don't know, man. It's a hard decision. It's probably the right decision, but it was difficult. Again, I know a lot of people hold this book in high regard. They put it up there as the greats. Although it is great to me. It's really great. Really, it's kind of on the same level for me as Mistborn and the First Empire. Or the Final Empire. in terms of enjoyment. Now, I would say this is definitely like I think they're both structured really well. There's both a lot of good things to them. But like to me, in terms of like how much I was obsessed with it, how I think there's the technical elements are there, right? But I think a lot of it from like fours for me, like 4 out of 5 stars, which spoiler, this is what I'm gonna give for this book. 4 out of 5 stars. Same I did as Final Empire. For me, the way I look at books is 3 was like, okay, a good book. It was good. 4 stars was like, okay, this is a really great book. I could come back to it. It was really great, right? I can acknowledge its greatness. 5 stars for me is that I think about it for so long afterwards. And that I'm like, dude, I'm obsessed with this now. And the Stormlight books and Warbreaker for me did that. But none of the books in this series really did that to me. Like there's some great ones. And if it was, all of the good moments of Will of Ascension put together and just that, then maybe that would be 5 stars for me. Because there's some 5-star moments in there. And there's great moments in this book as well. But it just doesn't hit the 5-star for me, Again, doesn't mean it's bad. It's definitely, like, the entire series, it's worth reading. It's worth your time. It's worth jumping into, the whole magic system stuff, everything. The characters are really lovable. There's a lot of great stuff in this entire series. I recommend it. I know I trashed on Well of Ascension a little bit, but honestly, it has some problems, but there's also some great things about it. But yeah, 4 out of 5 stars for Hero of Ages. What do you guys think? Do you think I should be, stoned in the street for not giving it 5 stars? Are you it's kind of the same as me? It's like, it's great, but it's not Stormlight. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Feel free to make whatever comments you want, and as long as you're, ideally kind, but, I can't control all of those things. Subscribe. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so grateful, guys, for every second that you spend on these videos. I'm truly grateful. Thank you for spending your time with me. Thank you for everything that you're doing and supporting the channel. And yeah, that's all I got. I'll see you guys next time.